Hello, everyone. Welcome to the finale of Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is your host, BMJ406, and this is the grand finale, in which we finish up the last episode and try to declare Lana Sky's innocence.
Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand?
And we're getting her to testify about everything we pretty much assumed has happened between her and Chief Gunn.
Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Oh, yeah?
Please read the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you're under oath. We want to hear the truth.
Of course. The truth.
Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Even if I am a killer.
God damn it!
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gunn.
Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gaunt. We're one in our 20s, dating? No, I don't think that's that kind of relationship. We're in a relationship, you idiot! Sorry. I worked alongside Gaunt for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. So you say. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure.
But Lana!
If this is true, then that means Chief Gunn has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning.
Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
But what if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
So you say. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. I've got to get to the bottom of this.
The defense right now we get its cross-examination.
Thank you. All right, time for you to stop lying and confess to the actual truth. Stop covering for this asshole. So there's no truth to the blackmail theory, you say? Well, think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. Damn it! Why would you do that to me? I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And that she actually did. Fabricated the evidence all by yourself, you say. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Tark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. It basically did still. What she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him.
Lana!
So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago.
I see.
Hold it!
She said she rearranged it. I don't believe it. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. Wait, what? What? Huh, that's weird. But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. Wait, the reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement.
You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark?
Something like that.
If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
Oh, just protect me.
I know.
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. Broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted inside the wound, and then moved the body. We didn't get this before. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound?
And then he moved the body? But why? Why would you do that?
You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad. Maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. I mean, it's obvious why she planted the knife, but the body movement is an odd one. When you show up at the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gaunt's desk.
Well, the body was found by your desk.
Yeah, it was.
Why did you move it there?
The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The the reason Miss Sky moved the body.
I see. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Really? Pieces of the jar? You mean... Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already...
Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you look at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Right. Of course. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle. That makes sense.
I see.
Well, what's the matter, Emma?
Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. I have a feeling there's more to it than that.
There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. So you say. So you said it was only for not for Emma. So you rearranged a crime scene. Are you sure you did do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence?
She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened.
In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions.
Mr. Wright, my sister's lying.
Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She says she fabricated the evidence by herself.
There's no way she could have done it all alone.
I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. And she did. Because the fact that she says the jar was already shattered during the events, that wouldn't explain why the writing seems so clear on all the... Look at it.
Hey, look here, it's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here.
Looks like blood.
This piece of the chief is different, though. One stains on the other piece are just spots, but this one's a line.
That is odd. Yeah, that's the thing. One piece is different from the others. But they all seem to make a complete picture. So saying they were shattered during the events is a little odd. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life, well, will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. See, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. Yep. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. At least not this perfectly.
Order! Order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
We're gonna have to get to the truth. If you say you forged this too, this is gonna be bullshit. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. So you say.
You mean we were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time.
She did think Doug was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
That's also odd, considering one of the spots wasn't completely wiped off. And one of the pieces was gone. So she's definitely unknowing about that piece.
Hold it.
Well, let me just see a little more. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case.
Lana, you do that for me?
It seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the scene,
you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry.
I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
This is rather shocking.
That it is. You say you wiped away the blood, huh? I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened.
What do you mean?
If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood! What else could I have done in that situation?
Lana!
I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. So you say. You're sure you got them all, huh? But how can you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me.
Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go.
I never miss anything. I got every last piece. So you say.
More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony.
Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. Yeah, she was sure she got them all, but the jar again. We found a piece inside Gaunt's safe. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you are unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gaunt's safe. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it! She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene! Chief Gunn got there before you! Ooh, interesting.
But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
No! I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
It may well be, but anyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Can you believe that?
Objection!
God damn it, shut up, Judge! Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that!
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar, under the person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gaunt. At the time, he was looking for Doc downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why did he break the jar?
Objection!
About that, the question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years? Yeah. Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that?
No! No!
Ha-ha! See, Judge? Even you admit it.
You're the guilty one, Judge! Wait, I'm not the one on trial here.
There you go. Damon Gaunt arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. Damn, Judge. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence.
But why would Chief Gaunt do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovered the scene. Lana Sky believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gaunt's aid. Lending her his aid, Gaunt helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Sky became the Chief's puppet. Ow! Don't bite your thumb that hard. No, I did it on my own.
Please, then stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake.
No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that, coming from my own client.
I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
Hey! Wait a minute. Twist the truth. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of God's trap?
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana, maybe right after all.
What do you mean, Wright?
So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? God damn it, no! Shut up! Miss Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Sky, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing.
However, there is a possibility that it will if you tell the truth.
Please. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. Finally!
All right, the witness may testify once more for the final time.
Seriously, everybody's supposed to be under oath and everybody lies. This is a bullshit. Or at least a lot of them lie. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. My chief god helped me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Yeah, that's right. Very well could be.
Unbelievable, the body was impaled on the armor's sword? You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof.
Actually, I do have proof.
Huh?
I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What? To me?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed.
What? But I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Well, I must have known. See, Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you.
Huh.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture.
I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana. I did get this morning, but...
Well, I said she gave it to you this morning, right?
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
I'll check the evidence again. Must be a picture in there somewhere.
That would be this. So it's in here somewhere, you say, huh? I wonder about that. But I saw examine. There we go. I hate that I had to do that to open this up. Oh, look at that, a picture. Whoa. Hey, there's a picture here. There's this picture. Damn! It was. Oh.
Oh my! This is the actual crime scene!
Oh, no other detective saw the crime scene like this, because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I'd rearranged everything.
Mr. Wright! That bee's got over his vest! Could that be?
The cloth we found inside Chief God's safe. Oh! What's this? Right, that cloth. Oh no.
It's a handprint, isn't it?
Oh boy. Oh no.
That cloth! It had fingerprints on it! Whatever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer!
No! What? Those fingerprints, they're yours, Emma?
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Oh no! That's bad. God hit a piece that could actually declare her guilty. It's like a trump card of his. That's bad. That's really bad. Whoa! What the hell? What the hell are you doing interrupting the cross-examination?
Come now, Wedgie. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief God, what? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense.
You can't, though. I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What?
You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. That's true. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck.
Ah, so what? You think I'm worried?
You definitely looked it.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements.
What do you mean?
The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't, but someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Righto?
Oh no.
Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves you knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Is this true, Mr. Wright?
If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer.
Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. If you're trying to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. Can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? I'll be proving Emma's guilt, which will pretty much get rid of God's chance, but I do have the evidence. No, I'm not doing it. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
What? You lie! Chief Goat? You opened my safe! I know you took what was inside! The conclusive evidence!
No? I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together.
Oh, I see! It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you were presented.
What are you talking about, Chief Gunt?
Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture.
Yeah, that cut piece of cloth.
See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you have this in your safe?
What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth of the matter.
Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto.
What?
Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean you admit to it?
Oh, shit. I don't know if it's that simple. He's trying to do something.
I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. And then it occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana.
So you really were manipulating her.
I knew Lana. If I made her look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
So you assisted Miss Sky.
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted.
When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you.
2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe?
But why? For insurance, of course.
Insurance?
I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jaw fragment?
Yep. See it?
I hid the most legible part from Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces.
The hell? What if you fabricated all the evidence? What's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar, too?
Ho ho ho! Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I get one more item for insurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come on, Righto, cough it up already. I know you have it.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So you admit to it then, Chief Gaunt, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe.
Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all, but it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late.
It's been a long battle, but the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. By the way, you're wondering why we came back all the way back to just show this piece of evidence. I'll tell you this right now. If you chose to show this piece of evidence, you would lose. I'll tell you that right now. You would fall into a losing situation. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Notice his wording.
All right, then let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
And you're about to see, basically right now, you're about to see how it would go if I presented it earlier, for the most part. Except for this. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh, yes! At last you finally brought it out into the open. There's a hairprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecutor requests that it be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This hairprint on the leather, there must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean...
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. Oh no.
Ho ho ho! You're as slow in the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Wright had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that?
Mr. Wright, I really know.
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. So you basically jumped the gun on proving Emma's guilt, and she would be declared the true murderer of that case. So you would lose. That's why you wanted to decline evidence the first time. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is, but now that Gaunt admitted to concealing it, there's reason to use it now.
Emma Sky!
What? They're mine!
I'm sorry, Emma.
But why? Why did you tell me?
I couldn't. Because then you would have thought you were guilty too.
You're really something, Righto. You know this girl did it all along, and you still tried to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did show Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
How could you? You monster!
Miss Sky?
You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Hang on. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. Basically, you'd be panicking in a loss you clearly had, but what? You're composed for some reason. I said this trial isn't over yet.
Ah, but I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career, too. You purposely conceal this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Can't cut your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer?
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up.
Oh? And what's that?
Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gaunt, you're absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about?
Oh yeah? I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is. There is something to be taken out of it.
Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what can it possibly contradict?
Chief Gaunt, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. You notice the cloth doesn't have blood on it. What we see from this picture? That he was bloody, even under the vest. So that means it was cut out before the murder happened. Ha ha!
And what exactly is this supposed to be?
This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. We see the cloth missing. See where the piece of his vest was cut out?
Yes, and so is sewing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth.
Look at it.
Wait, there's no blood on it. Ah!
Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time.
No, this is nonsense.
Now then, Chief Gaunt, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armored sword? Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago, that you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! It's finally all over. Finally. Oh, God! That was the chief, wasn't it? Oh, he's getting desperate. That was close, Wright, though. You almost had me. Really? Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean, you refute his allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. You say that, huh? Order! Order! What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Algie? Earlier, all Rhino here concealed this piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. So I did. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair! Oh, did you actually think you could best be in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son! And that's where the whole argument of holding that piece of cloth back comes in. I'm afraid Mr. Gunt's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? Yep. It seems, at last, the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? You purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? I didn't do it illegally. I admit, I refused to present it at one point. Aha! So the evidence is illegal! Not so fast. I have a weapon. No, it isn't, Mr. Gaunt. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean? You couldn't? Well, there are certain procedures involved with presenting evidence. No, Eddie, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe. Objection! Hang on, Dick. There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? That's right. Very well, let us settle this once and for all. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not a violation of the law, then do so now. Why don't we use the literal law to do so? This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth. Nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying I did not have approval from the police department. Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Hang on. Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No! He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gaunt. You linked it. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Oh, yes! You dug yourself a hole. No! It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. There's only one person who that could be. Damon Gunt! The killer was you! Well... Oh my god. Damn, he lost his marbles there. Holy shit.
I knew I should have gotten rid of him.
Oh, that guy.
That good-for-nothing scum! For 2 years he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me.
Aha.
Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman.
Detective Goodman?
Yeah, that's right.
If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me. Oh, to Bruce, right.
Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out.
Ah.
What are you talking about, Goodman?
Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. So he really wanted to look at it again, himself.
He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said,
It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall. Oh.
Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife.
And you stabbed him. Aha! We knew it.
I couldn't just pull it out.
Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it impossible to hide your crime.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worried so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake.
The bloody handprint. Right. On Detective Gumshoe's locker.
I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
Then you put the body in my car?
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will.
Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how? How did you get Miss Sky involved in all of this?
Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker.
I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take.
So, you left the jar fragments and the glove. I see.
Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer.
True. G Police wasn't able to commit the perfect crime.
They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to add it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court?
Me?
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go for it alone.
Poor Edgeworth. So, we finally got him, though.
Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Edgy. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, David Church. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You're once a fine investigator, an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Wudgie. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Righto here, and Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melody sounds of a new beginning. Melodious sound.
I guess he's somewhat proud we managed to uncover it and get him guilty in a way. He's admitting it with pride, I guess. There are two things I want you to understand.
Yes?
First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon God betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent.
You're right. When this trial's over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years, from the time I'd gotten help me for evidence, up until today.
Right.
So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble.
My, what high standards you have for a rookie.
Jesus!
I could see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top.
She's smiling.
I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright.
Miss Sky.
And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you.
It was nothing. Liar.
I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop it. I only did my job.
In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky,
Yes, Your Honor?
you are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial is scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains.
Oh, boy. We freed her too. Frickin' Chief of Police.
Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Anna Sky, not guilty. It was Emma Sky!
Wrong murder and wrong conviction, you dick. We got her free. Damn Chief.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Woo! We did it. We actually did it. Holy crap. We spent a whole workday on that. My God. At long last. It's finally over. Oh, Emma. Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit.
No, that's not it. It's now, after the trial ended. I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright.
She smiled, yeah.
And you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well.
Yeah, she's changed completely from what she was a few days ago.
No, I did my best too, but I didn't say a single word to me.
I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
Gumshoe, could you stop coming in during a touching moment like this?
Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later.
Hey, you may as well stay. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Why are you coming in like this?
You do this on purpose, aren't you? Make it detective run around, all around while on duty, and to top it off, you can call me here to see happy people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Her sister! Free!
Lana!
Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell you if you won't.
Fair enough.
Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago,
You really thought she did it, didn't you?
was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess.
Because you really thought she murdered.
Sis! I asked God to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. But now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day.
And you did.
I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you're only doing it for me! No.
Huh?
I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you.
Sis!
I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry.
But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now.
You're happy?
Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back, and now you have.
There you go.
Oh, Emma! Emma!
And there you go. You sisters finally got to make up. How sweet. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it's from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Good for them.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe,
But me?
thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
Edgeworth?
Stop hiding and come over here.
Why is he hiding? You little coward. Where is he hiding?
I just came to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Well, I'll be going now.
Get back here, man.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you.
That's true.
It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief God was right. You despise criminals? I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day, you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone.
I guess in a way, he was only trying to get guilty verdicts for a while.
I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now.
But Edgeworth,
Who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gaunt did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor.
Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gaunt and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake.
they committed a crime.
You said, in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone.
That's right.
You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What? Yeah. What is this, a pop quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright, show me what I was talking about.
Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. That's true, we did have something like that. Because remember, we have that evidence list. Which, the back of it had both halves of the drawings that we both only had one half of. That he didn't even know about.
That's the picture I drew.
Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list, and I had the other half. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture.
That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth.
See?
It's time for me to go.
Mr. Edgeworth.
If you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor.
He's still taking it pretty hard, though. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you.
I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem.
Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court.
Farewell.
Bye, Edgeworth. Farewell to you as well.
I'd better be going too.
Okay, but I'll be by to visit soon.
It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you.
Scientific investigation.
It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well.
Thanks. sis. I will.
Wow, really following her sister's footsteps to the letter, huh? She really did look up to her. And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith that they'll stay together, I guess. Faith that their lives have only just begun. There are more crimes for them to fall victim to, like everybody, including me. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. All these memories I have of my friends.
Well, don't go drinking off just yet, pal.
Huh? What is it, detective?
There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
What? I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, well, maybe okay with me. But the books of the prison are a different story.
Huh?
Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
Huh?
I got it, Jacob. I didn't know you had a wild side.
Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here's the one who will be footing the bill.
Huh? Huh?
What, you think I can afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
Why is it I suddenly feel like I want to scream?
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we go pay it off together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Fuck off!
Objection!
Objection, damn it! Well, you can yell objection to finish that as well, but I don't like to do that. But yeah, that's the end of the game. Officially, finally, we're actually at the end now. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. I could see that. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. So sweet. Either way, that was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, there was something else I could have done while she was speaking. I forgot about that. But I'll go over that in the next one. But yeah, this is truly the end. The end of the remake for the game, the DS version. All of its DS things in tow, as you can tell.
Yikes, I thought I was a guard for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office.
That's good.
If we were penalized you anymore, it would be worse than firing you.
So check it out.
Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show. You can't shake me off that easily.
See, if you do the frickin' fingerprint powder while the character is speaking, you'll get a little image of them. I forgot to do that with Lana, but that's okay. I think it's just her of her smile. By the way, yeah, we got to have this final case. And, well, we got to really tie Edgeworth's, leaving of the prosecutor's office. I wonder why. It's like he learned the whole office and everybody he knew betrayed him. Oh, God.
Then your mission is to go to the main entrance and take care of Billy.
Billy, the cactus?
Can you believe it? I'm demoted to a security guard. My partner is keeping an eye on the entrance for me today.
Who's your partner?
I'll show them now. Someday, I'm going to make detective.
You do that.
Yes, sir! Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe!
If you're trying to aspire to be like him, you could probably find better. Oh, well. At least you have a goal, despite your incompetence in ways. But yeah, I hope you guys really like the Phoenix Wright game. Well, it may not be a lot of gameplay per se. It's a story that keeps people coming back. And I definitely understand that. Damn Blue Badger. You son of a bitch. What the hell is up with this fucking thing? Asshole. Yep, it all became because of that doll the chief of the detectives had. Oh god, it broke! Well, no need to have that anymore. Piece of crap. We're probably gonna need to look for a new mascot. Maybe. After it got tied into the murder that happened that corrupted the prosecutor's office and the police department, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to change it to something new. Hi, Marshall. What is it? Can you see I'm having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Oh, Angel's still brought it in for you. Miss Star managed to sneak this into me. She's seeing one of those guards, it seems. Lucky you. Well, cowboy, looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? Leave it to that, Meekins, I guess. The guy you stabbed. Loosely stabbed, but stabbed nonetheless. Man. But yeah, like I said, it's the narrative that keeps people coming to these games. Oh, damn it. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while.
That we won't be. Oh, God.
As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the Right Way lunch. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory.
Jeez.
Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, who's the one doing paintings down here that fingerprint dust uncovers? I don't get it. Whatever, yeah. While there may not be a lot of gameplay, the games are well written, the stories are fun. While I can admit, the trials, what leaks as evidence to be contradictory, doesn't always make sense.
I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left?
God damn it.
Anyway, he's said he's been doing or something or other for, how many years?
I don't know.
Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Huh? Oh, no! I forgot my gavel! Sorry, gotta go!
You forgot your gavel? God, this judge is friggin' clueless. He seemed very reliable in the other trials, but this one he didn't. That's something that you will find out in later games, which... That's another thing we're gonna discuss. I played the other games, but... I'm gonna wait a while. I'm not gonna go through all the trilogy at once, because that's a little ridiculous to go through so much of that. Hey, Maya!
Ah! Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, something I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium.
Mystic Maya, Advent training's about to begin.
Coming! Well, see you around, Nick.
So I'm the one going around talking to people now. Who was doing the end of the fourth trial, I wonder? But yeah, this game is meant to link up to the second game, because... Well, further so. Because you learn stuff early on in the second Phoenix Wright game, Justice for All. And well, because it's a remake, this trial wasn't originally there when the second and third games came out. So this added to the DS remake, decided to link it to the second game with this. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? I brought you your tea. What? What's going on? It had a letter. What could that letter have said? That's something you'd have to play a second game to find that out, actually. But like I said, I really do enjoy the Phoenix Wright series, and the first game's a very good introduction. And I've gotta say, the games following this one definitely get better.
Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright.
Good luck to you.
Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book.
That doesn't make sense to me. But okay. Well, we investigate this last little thing here. We open it, we'll see. There happens to be some envelope inside that book. Ah, them in the early days. I guess before the incident happened 2 years ago. Her being a detective and her sister looking up to her greatly. Ah, how adorable. Very nice, she still gets the opportunity to look up to her sister despite what happened. That's something that won't be able to get taken away from her. Good for her. Well, that ends this game officially. We've gotten to the real conclusion of this. And nope, there's no new episode in this one. Gets through the end of it. So it takes us back to the trilogy menu. So, which by the way, if I decide to continue now, I can just go back to the beginning of the third part of the trial. Trial Ladder 2, as it's called. That's why it's titled the way it is. But yep, we solved the final case. Which, however, you'll never get an image for. At least on the DS versions. If you did it on phone, you would get an image. The mobile version, but not on this one for some reason. It's a bit of a dick move. Although, I think the image is just Lana and Emma Sky there. You don't get to see Gon at all. It's a pretty basic image. I only saw it on the mobile version. But anyway, yeah. We completed the original Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Thank you all for watching. And, well, if you guys are looking for another Phoenix Wright game in the future, don't worry. I'll plan on doing them eventually. I definitely need to take a break. I'm having a pattern for these. I know what game I'm going to be doing next for this cycle, but... Well, I'll save that for then. But, well, Either way, after a very long series of long episodes, it's time to give Phoenix Wright a break. And here's the thing. I may as well make it proper, because the breaks between every game happen to be something like a year. Well, might wait a year to go tackle this one again. So I guess early next year we'll be jumping into this one. I'll just give you that hint for now. As long as I'm still doing these by this point, of course. The Let's Play stuff. I hope so. Anyway, that's all for this. And I officially dragged us over an hour with my rambling again. God damn it. Oh well. Anyway, see you guys next time for when, well, another game. Phoenix Wright will probably be coming up in another year again for the second game, but, well, you'll have to wait and see exactly how I'm gonna go about it. So see you guys next time. Have a great day, and, well, don't commit murder. This game, if there's one lesson this game has proven, you do not want to be a murder suspect. Or victim. I mean, I would hope that would be obvious, because I don't think there's any people that are alive that are murder victims. You know what, I'm done. This is getting dark, sorry.
Mr. Wright, you have any more evidence to say now? If you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearance before the board of inquiries.
What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. Can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? I decided to bring this clip up because let me show you what happens, just so I can clarify my point, if you decide to show it the first time around. Yes, Your Honor, I do have further evidence.
All right, let's really come to show it to them. Those Brits have got to be the chiefs.
You would think.
Now then, let's see this conclusive evidence. Give us it shows you actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
If I decide to present this cloth at this point,
It's a piece of leather cloth.
yes, it most likely was covered with the victim's vest near his chest. What's this? There's a big handprint on it.
Surely must have been left on the cloth by whoever shoved the victim into the sword. What? Whose fingerprints are on this? I'm sure Wright was checked, haven't you? Well, whose are they?
They're Miss Skies. Miss Emma Skies.
What? They're mine? So I really did do it.
See? I told you it was conclusive.
Hang the hell on! But this was found in your safe! And that means it's possible you forged it!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember any cloth in my safe. You really expect me to believe that?
What the hell? But... Damn it. Give it up, Mr. Wright. It's over. Damn it! You shouldn't have presented that. By presenting that evidence, you tied Emma Sky to Neil Marshall's death. No! And this is why you don't present it early. Because you don't even tie Gaunt to it.
It appears we have our killer.
No! Damn it! No! No! And that's why you don't do that. Everything hinged on that point. In the end, Lana alone was found guilty. On all counts. Guilty! You get a special ending for doing that early, which is why you don't do it. By the way, if you lose a case, you have the option to start back up from the beginning by continuing through here. Which, yeah, by the way, you can do a save point. You can have one save point in the middle of a trial to start yourself back up from where you saved. I chose to do it randomly during a testimony, so just to show that point. As long as you save a suspend point, you keep going back to it. So I just happen to save right here. Okay, now we're really done. Which, by the way, just show I can do that. Oh, no, I wanted to actually save it and end it. Damn it. I'm horrible at this. So, yep, you can save and suspend it, and you have a save point right there. So, if you have a critical point of the trial, you need to make a decision, save it, and go through with it, because you can just go back to that point if you made an incorrect decision. So, there's a little hint for you guys that may be having trouble figuring some stuff out in the game. Save, save, save. At the beginning of every cross-examination, every big major decision like that, save. It will help save your ass, literally. Okay, now we're done. See you guys next time for whatever game I do next or something else in my channel. Have a great day and whatever, everybody.